pleasant day to you and welcome to Top Stories on Ogama TV. First, to bring you the headlines. On Nations, Tinubu urges Nigerians to embrace Gowon's memo as tool for national unity. And on state, Osinbajo visits Enugu, comments state education's vision as one of Nigeria's boldest. And on the foreign scene, US charges former Cuban President Raul Castro over 1996 aircraft shutdown. And on business, Rank Capital named among Africa's fastest growing companies by financial terms. And on sports, Aston Villa thrashed Freiburg's 3-0 to win Europa League title. Bringing you the news is Precious Chukwuwa. Now the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima on Wednesday represented President Bola Tinubu at the public presentation of the autobiography of former head of state Yakubu Gowon, titled My Life of Duty and Allegiance. The event, held at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, attracted several prominent Nigerians, including former head of state Abdulsalam Abubakar, former President Goodluck Jonathan, representative of the First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, former First Lady Patience Jonathan, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang, and the Sultan of Sokoto Mohammed Saad Abubakar, among others. Delivering the president's message, Vice President Shettima said reflections from leader who witnessed key moments in Nigeria's history remain vital to strengthening democracy and promoting national unity. He described General Gowon's autobiography as an important national document that offers lessons for Nigeria's future, regional cooperation, and the preservation of peace and unity. The Vice President also called for the memo to be widely circulated across the country, describing it as a civic inheritance for all Nigerians. Moving on, Governor Peter Osinbajo has hosted the immediate past Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, in Enugu State, where both leaders held discussions on the future of education, healthcare, and sustainable development. The meeting focused on the state government's Smart Wind Solar-Powered Schools initiative, currently being implemented across the 260 wards of Enugu State. According to Governor Mba, the project is designed not only to provide a modern and technology-driven learning environment, but also to integrate essential healthcare services for children. The governor said the initiative reflects his administration's commitment to ensuring that education and child well-being go hand in hand. Governor Mba also expressed appreciation for Professor Osinbajo's commendation of Enugu State investment in education, especially the recognition of the state education budget as one of the highest allocation by any state government in the country. He noted that the former vice president's remark further strengthened the administration's resolve to continue investing in knowledge, innovation, and opportunities for every child in Enugu State. And on the foreign scene, the United States government has announced criminal charges against former Cuban President Raul Castro over the 1996 shutdown of two unarmed American civilian aircraft over international waters. Also named in the indictment are Lorenzo Alberto Perez, Emilio Jose Palacio Blanco, Jose Fidel Gol Barzaga, Ross Simanca Cardenas, and Luis Raul Gonzalez Pedro Rodriguez. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the charges are linked to the death of four American citizens, Carlos Costa, Armando Alejandre Jr., Mario de la Pena, and Pablo Morales, who were killed during the incidents. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said the United States remains committed to ensuring accountability for the killings, describing the case as the first time in nearly 7 decades that senior Cuban leadership has been charged in the U.S. over alleged acts of violence resulting in the death of American citizens. Blanche also reaffirmed the commitment of President Donald Trump and the Department of Justice to pursue anyone responsible for killing Americans, regardless of their status. The aircraft involved belonged to Brothers to the Rescue, a Miami-based humanitarian group that conducted flights across the Florida Strait to assist Cuban migrants. Investigators allege that Cuban intelligence agents infiltrated the organization in the early 1990s and provided detailed operational information to the Cuban government. Prosecutors says that on February 24, 1996, 3 Brothers to the Rescue aircraft departed South Florida towards Cuba when military fighters jets allegedly operating under Raul Castro commands fired air-to-air missiles to two civilian Cessna planes. If convicted, the defendant could face the death penalty or life imprisonment over the killings of US nationals. Castro and Perez also face additional charges relating to the destruction of aircraft, carrying possible prison terms of up to 5 years. And on business, Rand Capital has been recognized as one of Africa's fastest growing companies, earning multiple top rankings on the Financial Times annual list of Africa's fastest growing companies. The fintech company was ranked the 7th fastest growing financial technology company in Africa, 6th in Nigeria, and 12th overall among the continent's fastest growing businesses. The annual ranking compiled by the Financial Times in partnership with Statista highlights the top 100 African companies with the highest compound annual growth rate in revenue. Rand Capital's strong performance reflects the rapid expansion of its community-powered financial model and position the company among a select group of African startups that have sustained impressive growth despite global economic challenges. Speaking on the recognition, Chief Executive Officer and co-founder Femi Iromini described the ranking as validation of the company's mission to make prosperity more accessible through technology and social trust. According to him, the achievement belongs to the company's users and partners who believe in collective growth and community-driven wealth creation. The recognition comes after a major transition period for the company, which recently rebranded from Money to Rank and completed the acquisition of Ajo Money and Zelzo Microfinance Bank, now known as Rank MFB. Rounding up on sports, Aston Villa has been crowned champions of the Europa League after a commanding 3-0 victory over SC Freiburg in Wednesday night's final in Istanbul. The Premier League side entered the match as favourites and wasted no time asserting their dominance. Villa took control in the first half with stunning goals from Yuri Tielemans and Emi Buendia to head into the break with a comfortable 2-goal advantage. After the restart, Morgan Rogers sealed the emphatic victory with a simple finish to make it 3-0 as Aston Villa lifted the trophy in style. The triumph also marked a historic milestone for manager Unai Emery, who has now won the Europa League a record 5 times, following previous successes with Sevilla and Villarreal. Villa's victory could also have major implications for English football, with the results potentially opening the door of 6 Premier League clubs to qualify for next season's UEFA Champions League if Aston Villa finishes 5th in the league standings. We now bring you the highlights of the story on the bulletin so far. We brought to you that Tinubu urges Nigerians to embrace Gowon's memoir as tool for national unity. We also brought to you that Osinbajo visits Enugu, commends state education vision as one of Nigeria's boldest. And reference in US charges former Cuban President Raul Castro over 1996 aircraft shutdown. And on business, Rand Capital named among Africa's fastest growing companies by Financial Times. And on sports, Aston Villa trashed Freiburg 3-0 to win Europa League title. That's all of the news this hour. For more updates and breaking news, don't forget to follow us on our socials: Facebook at Ugama TV, Instagram at Ugama TV1, on X at Ugama TV, YouTube at Ugama TV. Also visit our website at www.ugamatv.com. I am Precious Chukua. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.
When you think of online TV and radio, broadcasting, media consultancy, event coverage, event management and planning, there's no better name than Ugama TV. But that's not all. We're also into photo studio and coverage, equipment rental, news blogging, fashion and pageantry. We are at number 5/21 Chime Avenue, beside Open Sheraton Restaurant, New Haven, Enugu. Follow us on our social media handles: Facebook at Ugama TV, Instagram at Ugama TV1, Twitter at Ugama TV, website www.ugamatv.com. You can also send us email at ugamatv@gmail.com. Ugama TV, your one-stop media solution.